Okay, so the latest Liverpool news. We'll have a look at the match yesterday between Bradford City and Liverpool. That Liverpool obviously won 3-1, and we'll have a look at who played, what are the highlights, what are the lowlights, what are some of the concerns Klopp possibly has got from watching the game. We'll also do a quick transfer update, and obviously Klopp was questioned after the match about transfers and transfer strategy, so we'll cover all that as well. But first the match yesterday. So Bradford City 1, Liverpool 3. The game was obviously a pre-season friendly, but it was really a testimonial for Stephen Darby, who has got motor neurone disease. And it was terrific to see. I think there was over 24,000 people there. Obviously Liverpool is a big draw, but to get 24,000 people at a pre-season friendly for Bradford City is absolutely phenomenal. So a couple of highlights. Obviously 3-1 to Liverpool. Milner scored 2 goals. So he's showing that he's going to be around for a little bit longer. I think Klopp said in a previous interview some time ago, Milner's the sort of player that can play till he's 36, 37, 38, and he'll be watching him when he's coming back from pre-season and seeing what sort of fitness levels, and he's put his marker down, hasn't he? In training with his fitness tests, and then in matches, 2 goals can't harm his scores for this season. The other highlight for me again was Ryan Brewster netting a goal. And what more can the youngster do? That's 3 goals in 2 games, and he's only played half a match in each game. So again, not a lot more he can do, because obviously Klopp's got his eye on some perhaps extra cover, extra reinforcements for up front, and Ryan Brewster's surely going to put himself in the mix. Obviously the big pre-season games are still to come. One of the sort of not doubts, but one of the sort of question marks against one of the players as to whether he's still going to be here next season is Lovren at centre half. Now, it looked a little bit rusty. He did okay. Obviously, he's 30 years old. He's a target for AC Milan. If he were to be sold, you'd probably be looking at around about 25 million. And it's whether... Really, it's down to the player, I think, whether he wants to stay at Liverpool, and he is likely to play second fiddle next season. Obviously, if he really expressed a desire to go, I would think at 20-25 million, then AC Milan would probably secure his signing. It's good to have that experienced option there, though. But really, it's whether the player wants to play that second fiddle role. Be interested to hear what your comments are. Would you, if an offer came in for 25 million, would you take him? Would you take it, or would you like to stay at the club? Obviously, last chance for some of the young academy players. The next pre-season game, you've got all the big guns back, some of the big players. So it's last chance for some of those. Probably Curtis Jones was the pick of the bunch on those. Like I say, serious pre-season starts next Saturday. I'll just run through the schedule. You've got Borussia Dortmund next Saturday the 20th. Sunday the 21st you've got Sevilla. Thursday the 25th you've got Sporting. Sunday the 28th Napoli. And Wednesday the 31st Olympique Lyonnais. So some great matches coming up, and those are the ones that I think Klopp will be looking at a little bit more seriously, and looking at where he's got these indecisions. Should I go out in the market and buy some extra cover? Should I bring that player more into the first team? In terms of pre-season transfer window, Klopp was really questioned after the game, and the main question he got was about his left back. Is he looking to make a signing to give some extra cover at left back? And he was really very cagey. Again, he talked about the doors open for the young guys, and it's for them to walk through that door. He was very non-committal. It was quite interesting, really. He said, we'll have a look around, we'll look at everything. So he's assessing. You get the feeling he's under no pressure at the moment, But you also get that feeling that he is looking around and he's got his eye on people and he's just waiting to see, does he need to do any of that tinkering? I think pretty much most of his big decisions are made, although we'll discuss one big decision that's still hanging over. But I think most of his big decisions are made. So he's just assessing in these pre-season games. And like I say, the big games coming up will be where, you know, he'll probably learn a lot more than the Tranmere and the Bradford game. And another highlight really from the game was, and you could class him, well, Klopp is certainly classing him like a new transfer, was Oxlade-Chamberlain. Again, back looking sharp. Nice to see him playing. As obviously a lot of injuries last season. Big decision really hanging over Liverpool, and there's new reports out about Coutinho, and this one doesn't seem to want to go away again. It's another one of those that's just hanging there. Now, Coutinho's agent has said that he had talks with Barcelona, which we know, with the president and the directors, and they have assured him they don't want to sell him, that he will be there at Barcelona next year. But his agent has also come out and said he's aware that there are, or he's named the person at Barcelona, one of the team there, that has been touting him around other clubs. Now, obviously, if that is correct, Liverpool are one of them. His agent went on to say, which I think we're all aware, that he doesn't really see his future if he came back to the Premier League at any other club than Liverpool. His heart is with Liverpool. He wouldn't want to play for another club. But in that interview, there was no mention of any talks with Liverpool. Understandably so. If there were, he isn't probably going to mention it in an interview like that. However, there were reports out in some of the foreign press that Liverpool have offered a scenario to Barcelona where Coutinho could come on a 2-year loan with an option to buy for £88 million. Now, on the face of it, you think, well, is that going to work for both parties? I can see potentially that working for Liverpool. It depends, obviously, what loan fee there is. There would be a substantial loan fee. So again, you have to calculate that into it. But saying that, there's plenty of players in the Premier League that have got a year left on the contract that probably teams could sell for £20-25 million now, and they'll keep them for a year and lose them on a free. So, you know, a substantial loan is not going to put a deal like that out. There's obviously wage demands, and no doubt they'll be quite high. But I think Coutinho, if he is serious about leaving Barcelona and he is serious about coming back to Liverpool, I think he would be realistic, because I think he's done his money chasing move that hasn't worked. Is it going to work for Liverpool in terms of personality, the dressing room? And I think I said in the last video I did about this situation, there would be bumps in the road. But I think in Klopp there's a manager there that, you know, can bring the dressing room round to however he's thinking. And I don't see that as a long-term issue. I think it would be something that would be a problem in the short term, and it would inevitably put one or two noses out of place. But I think, you know, Klopp has got that managerial style that he can bring people along. So that's going to be a real interesting one. I don't expect Klopp, from the way he was talking and his body language and looking at his squad, like I say, he's under no real pressure to go out and make any silly, rash moves. And I expect him to look at the next series pre-season games and a couple of decisions that he'll be making. I think will be Ryan Brewster. Is he developed enough? Has he come on enough to really give me that cover that I need when the front three of Firmino, Mane, and Salah need a rest? Is he going to come on and produce at the top level? And I think he said in one of his previous interviews, he's possibly looking at him playing more out on the wing than central. So it'll be interesting to see in those games where he plays him, how he plays him, and how much he plays him, and obviously how he performs. Is he still, you know, if he's still putting the ball in the net, then, you know, I think that's decision made. Obviously, there's names of Pepe and Dembele mentioned. I think Pepe is the more likely of them if he were to go out and spend big. In midfield, you've got obviously that Coutinho decision, which no doubt will come out of the woodwork at some point. And then we've got the Lovren situation at centre half that he just needs to sort of see exactly what's happening with that, and then that decision as to whether he has some extra cover in at left back. So like I say, he's under no pressure at the moment. There's a few decisions to make there. He'll be assessing it all over these next pre-season games, and it'll be interesting to see where we are in another couple of weeks before the transfer window finishes. As usual, I'll keep you updated with any news or you know, any big changes that happen. Hopefully, if you like the videos, if you give the channel some support and like and subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate any support you give. And thank you again once for watching.